Hello everyone and welcome to this channel. Today I'm bringing you a beautiful game of Praggnanandhaa on Caro-Kann defense and also about how he exploited his opponent's queenside. So let's start the game. Here Viktor Skliarov is playing with white played e4 and Praggnanandhaa with black played c6, the very famous Caro-Kann defense. Now d4 d5 and e5, the advanced variation of Caro-Kann defense. Now Praggnanandhaa played bishop to f5, the main line, knight f3, e6, bishop to e2, all the standard moves. Now knight d7, castle and h6. It is generally played for bishop to a7 and also to prevent knight g5 and future bishop g5. And here white played a very rare move a4. It is a nice idea against Caro-Kann, which is not very popular. The idea is to play a5, a6, trying to exchange the a pawn and gain some initiative on the queen side, which is very contrary to the general theme, which is to attack king side in Caro-Kann defense. So Praggnanandhaa played knight to e7, now a5 and g5, the best move. The thumb rule is if your opponent is attacking on the flank, then either you attack on the flank or open the center. But opening the center is not convenient, so g5, now a6, and here Praggnanandhaa played b5. According to the engines, just play b6 and attack on the king side, but b5 is slightly provocative, and if now black wants to play c5, it will be hard because b5 will be weak. So here white played knight to e1. The knight is already out for the juicy c5 square. Now bishop to g7, knight to d3, and here Pragg played queen to c7, which is slightly inaccurate and slow because c5 right away will work as fine, because after knight cross c5, knight cross c5, d takes c5, bishop cross e5, and black is doing better. And if after c5 white will not play knight cross c5 and will play c3, then just c4 and black has the initiative. But anyway, Praggnanandhaa decided to play queen to c7, and now b3. White wants to play bishop to a3 in order to control this c5 square, which is a mistake because after bishop a3, just b4, and black is again better. But Praggnanandhaa played here c5. He unsee a very beautiful pawn sacrifice move. Can you see that? Okay, the move is b4, a very nice positional pawn sack. You cannot take the pawn with knight cross b4 because of c5, and after knight to d3, c cross b4, gaining the pawn back with a better position. And here after b4, if you do not take the pawn with knight cross b4, if you play bishop to b2, then just c5 and black is better here too. But Praggnanandhaa played c5, and here white played c3, which is also a mistake because now black will play b4, which is played in the game by Praggnanandhaa. So b4, a very nice move. Now you cannot take the pawn because after c takes b4, c cross d4, threatening to take this e5 pawn. So after b4, black played f4. Now g cross f4. This g cross f4 move leads to equalize the game. Instead of this g cross f4, the best is to play rook to b8, hammering on this positional weakness, followed by b cross c3, and after knight cross c3, c takes d4 and black is better. But Pragg played g cross f4, so bishop cross f4, again mistake. It's game of mistakes. By the way, it's 3+2 of Title Tuesday, so what do you expect? Black castle, queen to c1 with the double attack on h6 and also b4 since pinning the queen, but it's already quite late. So b cross c3, bishop cross h6. Instead of bishop cross h6, a simple queen cross c3 followed by bishop to d3, bishop d3 is better. But after bishop cross h6, c takes d4, and now black has very solid center with connected passed pawns without being worried about the attack on his king. Here white played queen to g5, with the mate threat, but a simple knight g6 would be fine. Bishop cross g7, king cross g7, and white played h4, the desperate attempt to find anything worthwhile. Bishop cross d3. Praggnanandhaa is exchanging as much pieces as possible. Bishop cross d3, and after queen cross e5, the threat of h4 is resolved, since now black is threatening to exchange the queens. Now queen to g4, and queen e3 check with the double attack on the king and the bishop. Rook f2, and here knight to e5. He bring one more pieces to the game with the double attack on this bishop and also on the queen. So here Praggnanandhaa's opponent resigned the game, as there is nothing much more to do. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and see you later in the next video.